BigSrod's here again. Another little live show here. We're going to do a little bit of marbling tonight. Show y'all kind of how to do a little bit of marbling. I got an old rod right here. I've had this rod for a long time. It's an old ugly stick. And I got it taped off right here in between. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a marbling job right here. Cover this old ugliness up. It's a two-piece rod. So this will be where the first blank goes. Or the first guide, sorry, on the blank. And I'm going to marble this tonight right here. Do a nice blue and white marble. And then this right here, I'm going to change it from that ugly red and brown thread. I'm going to change it to a blue thread to match these grips that we got right here. These grips, I've replaced the grips on it already. As you can see. Not replaced them, but I wrapped them with a nice grip. Get up a little closer so you can kind of see. Want to be able to see what I'm kind of doing here, you know what I mean? Be able to pay attention and see what's going on. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Oh goodness. First thing I'm gonna do is gonna get a little loud, like y'all know, with this old spinner. But y'all see the ugly stick? It's a Shakespeare ugly stick. I'm gonna cover all this up right here with some marble. That's the plan tonight. I call it kind of dressing up an old rod is really what it is. This is a two-part epoxy I use right here. Now I'm just going to put a nice little layer, nice thin coat. I done cleaned it real good with alcohol. The blank don't look the best right here anymore, so I'm not worried about how good it looks. This marble will cover it right up. I got to watch my chuck back there. My chuck's getting loose on me. It might try to give us a little bit of trouble tonight. I hope not. But this ain't no beautiful fancy job. I'm just gonna do a nice marbling job now. It'll turn out good. It'll look good, but it's just gonna be a nice marble job. Let's cover up some of this ugliness on this rod. We're going to move pretty fast putting this coat on though. The reason I got it spinning on this spinner right now is so it stays level. It'll level out this epoxy. If not, it'll just run right off the stick. We don't want that. We don't want it running right off the stick. It has to give it about 5 or 6 hours of turning like this when you're done before you can stop turning it actually. You got to keep turning this rod for close to 8 hours to get it to set. As long as you can keep it around 68 degrees. You don't want to get low out below about 65 degrees. It'll take longer to dry. It depends on the temperature in the house. But like I said, all I'm going to do is cover this with this epoxy right here over this ugly stick and Shakespeare's part. Then I'm going to start slapping some marble job on it. Cover this thing up. Make it look almost brand new. This rod's about 15 years old. I got it when I was guessing my mid-20s or something, before I had my first kid. And my youngest is 15, so it's older than 15 years old. I'm getting old. That's what I'm doing. We'll get this nice thin layer of epoxy. I'm putting this first thin layer of epoxy on it so I have something to blend this paint in once I put it on, this epoxy resin that we're going to use. My epoxy resin comes from what's up, bro? What am I working on? I'm working on a custom fishing rod, man. I'm about to put a marble job on it on this live tonight. Dress this rod up and put a marble job on it. I build custom fishing rods. Just a little hobby I have. There we go. We about got a nice, good, clean coat on it. Alright, the next step I'm going to do. Oh, that's cool, man. It is pretty cool, man. You know, I enjoy doing this custom rods. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little tray I got right here. You know, I got it from Dollar General. And I'm going to take this epoxy that I'm using, and I'm going to put a little bit on this side. I'm going to put a little bit over here on this other side. Split it in 2 equal parts there on each side. We'll add some color to these. Once we get this epoxy in there, we'll add some color to it. Check it out. I don't go live a whole lot on YouTube. I usually do it on the other social media platforms, is where I usually do my lives on. But I'm going to start doing them on YouTube here, do a little bit with these rod builds, you know what I mean? Do you think I should go ice fishing? I don't know, man. It depends on where you're at. I'm here in South Carolina, so I don't know nothing about ice fishing. I've built a couple of ice fishing rods, but I've never been ice fishing. I live here in South Carolina. We don't get much of that, bud. We don't get much of that. This is what I use right here, Pearl X. You can get this from the Hobby Lobby. It's called Pearl X. We're going to use a little bit of blue. Match our grips on here. I don't want to put a whole lot. Put a little bit of blue, and we're going to use a little bit of this white. It's like a pearl. This white right here, this blue and white should pop pretty good together. Once we start blending them on this rod, they should start. They should blend in pretty well. I'm going to leave that open right there, though. I might get some more of it. Give me a couple of toothpicks. All this stuff I use on here, I pretty much get from Dollar General, Dollar Tree, wherever I can get it. Most of my stuff, that's where I get it from. Mix this stuff together real quick. Give me just a minute. We'll start putting this on the rod. Start putting this color on here. You got a little bit of time to work with it, but I don't like to take too long. It starts thickening up on you. Once it starts thickening up, it's hard to work with. When it gets thick on you, it's hard to work with. Once it starts setting a little bit, you usually have about a good 20 minutes or so to work with it. See if we got this blue, this shade of blue right, and then we can go with it. Oh yeah, this blue's looking good. This blue right here is looking right. It's like a sapphire blue, is what it's called. It looks pretty good. Yeah, that'll look good on that black. Wipe off on those. We're gonna start with a little bit of a blue. Do you sell them? Yeah, I do. I mean, I do them. You know, I do it as a hobby. I do it usually for just friends and family and stuff like that. But I have sold quite a few in the past. I have sold quite a few. All right, I'm just gonna dap this on here in little spots. You'll see it starting to come together. We'll slow it down a little bit. Our spinner there. So I can hit the rods with this. We got a good little bit to do on here. All I'm doing is dabbing this little bit of epoxy that I've turned into, it's a blue sapphire. And I'm just getting a little bit of blue, putting it across this thing. We're going to cover up the Shakespeare. I already know what the action is, what the size of this rod is. I don't need all them dimensions on it no more. So I'm just going to cover them up with this little marble job. You won't even know what kind of rod it is when I get done with it. This is a Shakespeare. I didn't build this rod. This ain't a fully custom built rod. This is just one I'm touching up that I personally own. So there won't be a big ass rod sticker on it. I do build, most of my rods are fully custom built. I'll show a couple of them off before I get off here, but my rods are custom built. But every now and then I get a hold of an old one like this that gets ugly looking, like this ugly stick, and I put a little marble job on it to dress it up a little bit. It's kind of like remodeling your house or something. Putting new carpet, new paint in it, you know what I mean? It's still the old bones from some other builder, but you put your touch on it. Well, this is a production rod. This ain't even a custom built rod. I'm just making it look good. That's what we'll do. We keep running this back and forth across there. Get this blue on there. Should fix in nicely there. If you got a little time, a little bit of patience, you can make it look good. Y'all stick with me to hang out, and you'll see what it looks like at the end. It's actually really nice. You'll actually be surprised at how it looks. Right now, I'm just dabbing an epoxy on that I don't know if y'all can see that quite yet. I'll give you a better look at it once I get done with it. Kind of one of them things. Once you get going with it, you got to go with it, though. You don't want to take too much time because it takes a little while. We still got to put this on. We got to put a white on. And then we're also going to blend it all in together. We still got to blend it all in together. So that takes a little bit of time, too. We don't want it to set up on us. For sure. We're going to get a couple more spots on here with this blue. This stuff dries and hardens just as solid as anything. Pretty good blue on there. There's a little spot right there. Make sure we get it everywhere. We can always come back with a little blue here in a minute if we don't like that. You know what I mean? I can already see it looking good. Yeah, man, it's going to look good when I'm done. It'll look real good. Especially once this white starts popping on there. The white really pops. So, once you get the white on it, it's really pronounced. It's really pronounced once you get that white on there. The white, for some reason, stretches better than the blue. Or any other color for some reason. I think it's the texture on it. Ooh, and I'm kind of doing it more on a stream across there, just making it stretching it out. I don't want to put too much in one spot at one time. It's hard to, this stuff does, after it spins for a while, it will level itself out. But once it starts setting, it's hard to level out. This being an ultralight rod, I don't want to put a whole glob of glue or a whole glob of paint on it. It'll be hard to, it won't look right. You know what I mean? But that white right there will set it off. It'll be looking real good here in a minute. Oh yeah. Keep that thing going. Keep that rhythm going right there. I sound like that painter, don't I? Oh man. That guy was awesome though. I'm the rod building painter guy like that. I build these all the way fully custom. I paint them. I paint marble jobs on them. I do the whole 9 yards. Couple more little spots here. Well, I can see. Might need it. It's not hard to do this, really, y'all. It's pretty easy. 5's not bad at all. No, it's not. I'm going to dab a little. I got a few spots I might need a little more blue. There we go. Make sure we cover up that good. We want a little bit of the black to stick through too. That'll be like our third color on it. You might see a little bit of the Shakespeare, I'm not sure. We'll have to see when we start getting going with that. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit and try to blend a little bit of this in. Sometimes I'll do multiple layers. If I don't get a good coverage on the first one, I'll come back after it dries in a couple of days and I'll put another little coat on it. Blend it in again and get the colors really blended in. Get this stuff blended. Go a little more with it. While it's still hot, we'll put a little more blue on it. Pronounce it just a little more. Get that blue shining just a little more. It's already starting to look good. And I streaked it with that white, get a little of that white on there. That white really sets it off too. I don't want to go too far down the stick because that's where your action is down there. This rod has a real good action for small fish like pan fishing. It has a real good action for that, and I don't want to mess it up too much by getting too much epoxy down on that end. Alright, let's spin it up a little more here. See if we can't get a little more of this. Y'all, there ain't no certain way to do this. I just go crazy on it till I get the right blend I want. It'll hold for a minute, doing like this. But you don't want to do it too long or your stuff will start running. It'll start running on you. I like it. I don't want it to start running. You can I can feel it starting to stick a little bit to my stick. That means I'm starting to get to where I'm about done running it together. I'm about to run out of time, kind of. So, hit a couple of spots I see that are kind of needs a little blending, and then I'm about to have to stop pulling on it and blending it. That's not bad. This will be the first coat, and then I'll come back in after this one and I'll put another coat on this. Right? This epoxy job right here. You can see how I've turned it. It was just a blank black. It said ugly stick on it right here, and it had the action and power and all on it. But it's not fully covered. I'll show it to y'all in a minute. It's not fully covered. But when I come back in with another coat on this thing, you'll never know. I mean, it'll look ridiculous. I'll put a little heat on this thing. Tidy it up. But 2 coats on this thing and it's going to look real good. And I'll show y'all a little idea of what I'm actually going to do to it. I'm just sure what I want to use. with it yet. Ain't sure what rod you want to use yet. Man, you can always give me a holler on here. Message me, man. I'll give you ideas and stuff like that. Depending on what you're trying to fish for, brother. Depending on what you're trying to fish for. Show y'all a little. Give y'all an idea of what I got here going on. Here's what it kind of looks like. Y'all can kind of see the marble job that's on it. You can faintly see where it says ugly stick on it and where it said the dimensions. But what I'll do is I've already took, these were black grips. I've already took these black grips and covered them up with a fish scale on blue. Real still looks pretty good. And I'm going to take this orange stuff that was right here and I'm going to cover that with a blue thread. It's going to be a nice blue thread on that all the way up to right here to where this transition is. And then it'll be marble like that all the way up. And this is where the two-piece is. This is where the first guide goes. So it'll be marble all the way up to the first guide. This only has 1, 2, 3, 4. This only has 4 or 5 guides on it. It's a small little 5-foot ultralight. But man, that thing right there, I mean, it's just amazing what, you know, this rod, I stripped it down. I pulled all the guides off of it. It's an old rod of mine I've had forever. And I just love the way it fishes, you know what I mean? So I've redressed it up. I'm in the middle now. It's the winter time. And I'm going to strip it down like I did, or I've already stripped it down. Put this little marble job on it. I got to keep spinning it. It's wanting to spin on me. But you can also, what I'm doing too when you do this, is you got to watch. I get it talking. I don't watch out. But you can spin this in together and make it really, really blend together. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Doing it like this, you can mess up. But I'll show y'all how it'll transition here in a minute. And like it just turns into a ridiculous marble job. You can see it on that side, how it's completely blended in now. Look at that. That is awesome. But what I'll do, like I said, is I'll put another coat on this, y'all. And it'll look ridiculously awesome. We'll turn it here just a little more. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on this thing for just a minute. It's going to be loud for just a minute again. We'll get this thing spinning. If you don't spin that thing, it'll start dripping like a candle. You know what I mean? That's why it spins on this right here. But the job, what you create out of just that little bit of work right there is awesome. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'll put some thread on it right here. Blue thread. It'll have blue thread on all the guides. I mean, this thing will look, it'll look like a brand new rod whenever I get done with it. You know what I mean? Give me just a minute, y'all. Oh. We got to set this rod on this quieter. We'll get it on a quieter. I got a quieter dryer. We'll turn it on that. Oh, goodness. I got a couple of dryers. This one's not quite as loud. That one's not quite as loud. That marbling stuff that I do on them rods right there, I can show y'all a couple other, what it actually looks like. You know, this one is a pretty nice rod right here. This is a fully custom built rod right here. It's a 7-foot medium action spinning rod. It's got a nice marble job on it right there. As you, it looks a little rough right now because I'm putting a couple of coats on these bands, and they look rough whenever you put the first couple of coats on them. So that's why those don't look the best. But that's the marble job in there. You can see how it works together. That marble looks ridiculously awesome on these rods whenever you make them up like this. I wish I had a boat, man. I got a boat. I enjoy it. I just get a little old John boat, though. But this is a nice rod right here. This one, I built this one all the way from the stick up. I get the blanks, order them in. I build them all the way from a blank. I get a stick in. There's nothing on it. I make my grips. I build all my grips. Over here, these are my grip supplies over there. I get the grips in like this, you know, and I get them, ream them out, put them on, do the grips, do the reel seats, glue on the reel seats, the whole 9 yards. This is another one I'm working on. It's called the Patriot. This one's pretty sweet right here. It's got a nice red, white, and blue theme. It's got a nice red and blue, white marble job on it as well. Just like what I just did on this rod right down here. We'll give that a few minutes and I'll show y'all again what this other little rod over here I just got done doing this marble job. Show you what it looks like there. But this is a nice red, white, and blue theme called the Patriot. It's a sweet rod. That thing is pretty sweet right there. That rod right there I'm working on, that one's going out to a fella that's a Marine. And this one is the big brother of that rod. This one's called the Big Daddy Patriot. This one's a 7'6" spinning rod, medium heavy, ready to catch some catfish or some big old nice fish on it. It's got a nice American flag reel seat there on it. It's a pretty sweet reel seat. American flag. This one's a little longer. My wall's right over there. It's hard to show it off. But it's got a marble job like we just did on this one as well. Pretty sweet one. It's a little bit uneven. I got to put a couple more coats on to even it out. But it's a red, white, and blue theme. Kind of like the other one right there. Nice, nice setup. That one's going to be a nice one too. That rod right there is going to be a nice one. There's quite a few rods I got going on in the shop right now that I've been working on. This one right here is another one with a nice marble job. This one's going to be pretty similar, if you'll see, to the one we're about to do. The one we just got done doing on this rod just now. This one's quite similar to it. Boom. This one's pretty nice. How much are they? Man, that just depends on what all you get done. That just depends on what all you get done to the rod, man. There's all kinds of I mean, there's no telling really, man, how much it could be. It might be the sky's the limit when you're building these custom rods, man. To be honest with you. This one's pretty sweet right here. It's got this Abu Garcia Pro Rocket. 7'6", medium heavy. Nice catfishing rig. I built this one all the way from the bone up. There wasn't nothing but a stick when I got it. Put the reel seat on it, shaped the grips, put them on. Guided it out with these nice guides that it's got on it now. With these nice guides right here. This one will be ready to catch some catfish. I got to make an adjustment on the guide up here. But other than that, this rod right here is going to be pretty sweet. Did a wheelie and looped. I got you. Got it for my birthday a few months ago. That's awesome, man. Got it for Christmas. That's awesome. That is awesome, man. Yeah, this rod right here is going to be sweet. But that's about what this marble job that we just did on there. That's probably about what this is similar to what this is going to look like. You know what I mean? That's a pretty sweet rod right there. Also, got these are dock demons. If y'all ever heard of what's called a dock demon? Basically, it's like a kiddie pole almost, but it's not. You know what I mean? This one right here was a rod that I had that was 7 foot long, and it got delivered and it got broken in half. So I took and made it a 4 foot rod. It's got a full size reel seat on it though. You know, to set a full size reel on it, so you can set on that thing right there. You know what I mean? And you can use that thing to, you know, just get right up on the dock. I mean, you can catch. I don't know the size limit on it. It was a medium rod. You know, medium rod. So I don't know what you could actually consider the weight on that rod is, but I'm pretty sure to pull a nice one in. It's got a nice custom grip on it. Like a little spring. I did it like a little spring almost with the thread work on it. It's a pretty nice rod there too, but it's a small one you can throw in the back of the truck. You can toss it, take it with you take it with you to work. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. If you ain't got the two piece, you know this one's similar to it as well. It's got a little bit of different colors on it. Big ass rods right there on it. But it's the same way. A little full size reel seat on it, Dock Demon. So you can put a full size reel on it, so you can fight the biggins. Where could we buy rods from? I don't, man. You know, you can message me on here and we can talk about building one. I just do custom rods for people, and I don't do a whole lot. I don't get too much of a load on me because I got a full-time job and I raise my 15-year-old son, so I can get around to it. But if you're serious about getting a custom rod built and made, I mean, you can always message me on here and get a hold of me and find out, man, and we can talk about it. You know what I mean? I definitely don't mind talking about it at all. I've built quite a few rods. This one right here is pretty sweet, but we can talk about it, man. I build them. I don't really advertise it a whole lot to build them because I don't like to get too backed up. But if you're interested in getting a rod and doing like that, we can make it happen. This is another one I did right here. This one's called the slime rod. This is my personal rod that I fish with. It is ridiculously light. It's lighter than any ducket you'll ever get. It's a medium light 7-foot casting rod. It's got a nice reel on it, but I got it completely greened out. Everything's green. All the thread work's green. The guides are green. The threads on the guides. The only thing that's black on it is the guides themselves are black. The hood on the reel seat's black. That's the only things on the rod that's black, and then this reel's got a little bit of black on it, but it's other than the guides themselves, everything is just solid green on it. It's a pretty sweet little rod. Don't be surprised if I message you soon, man. Go ahead, brother. I don't mind at all. I won't be surprised at all, man. I hope you do. I hope you do. But this is a pretty sweet rod right here. I've caught, man, I built this rod for this fall, the end of the summer and the fall, and I'm serious. I've had this rod probably now since right around I guess in July and August. I got this rod and built it up, and I guarantee you I've done put 50 slabs on this bad boy right here. You know what I mean? Bass fishing and striper fishing. It's fun catching striper on this medium light. You know what I mean? But it's a sweet rod. I mean, it's just my deal with it is it's not nothing fancy. It's not got all that marble paint job on it. I don't dock that stuff. The marble and paint job on them, all that thread work, like on this other rod I got up here with the chevron on it. That thread work is sweet. It looks good and everything. But everything you do like that on a rod adds weight to it. And if you do a lot of fishing, especially bass fishing out there, and you're going to cast 150 times in a easy morning, you know, bass fishing, having a light rod is ridiculously underrated. You know what I mean? It's just, you got to have a light rod is nice. It's nice to have a rod. When I put the reel on this rod is balanced. You know what I mean? I mean, it just sits right there. It don't want to pull up. It don't want to pull down. You know, the only time you got any pressure on this rod or giving you any fight is when you're fighting a fish. And that's what you want when you're bass fishing and doing a lot of it. You know what I mean? It's in the summer, a big 20 pounds. Man, shoot, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Always want to raise my own bass, but don't know where I'd put the tank. Yeah, that'd be my problem too. I don't have nowhere to put that. I'd love to have my own bait. I do a lot of cat fishing too, and I'd love to keep my own bait on him, but I just don't have a lot of room for it right now. Where I'm at, I don't even know where I'd put a tank and all my stuff if I wanted to do it like that. You know what I mean? But this rod right here is just a sweet all around just bass fishing rod. I mean, you can't. It's so light. It's so light. It's easy to deal with. That one is super easy to deal with. And then you can put all the marble on it you want. You know, I've marbled them like this one, for instance. I've marbled it all the way up to the guide, just like this one we just did down here. It's going to be marbled all the way from the guide. This one's pretty sweet. It's a 7-foot as well. Spinning rod as well. Whew. That thing's got a nice black and white gray mixture, kind of a 3-color almost marble job on it. It's pretty sweet. See, but that one's all the way up to the first guide. This rod right here is a pretty sweet rod as well. This one right here is a medium. I'm pretty sure this rod's a medium, moderate action. Most of the rods I do are moderate action. If I just build a rod, like on other social platforms like Facebook, I've donated a couple of rods on there. I have a pretty good sized following on Facebook, not huge, but I do live shows on there as well, and I shoot some rods out sometimes when I work on them, and I get deals on blanks like that and everything. When I get a deal on a solid blank, and usually they're moderate, medium, moderate. You know what I mean? You like the green on that one? Yeah, the green on that one's pretty good. The green on that one's pretty good. I like it just greened out like that. That rod gets a lot of attention, you know. That rod right there, that green slime rod, gets a lot more attention. It gets more attention than this rod right here. And it's got all the fancy work. It's got what you call a chevron. It's thread work that's been done on it. Boom, it's got the marble. You know what I mean? And everything. But that basic rod I just had back there, that basic rod I was just showing you on there, it gets a lot more compliments. It gets more, people like it better than they do this one. This one's sweet too, though. But like I said, it's nice to look at this rod, and I don't doubt it. And there's a lot of people that like that. That's what custom rods are about, is getting something custom, unique to what you like and how you want it, you know, as far as looks. Most people get rod builds to looks, you know what I mean, over me. I've come to the point now in my life, you know, where at first I did a couple of nice fancy rods, but now I'm to it in my life where I want that rod to feel good. I want it to feel right, you know what I mean? So if I got to add a little weight to the back, if I got to do this or that, you know, the less I put on the rod, the lighter it is. So if I can just put a little bit of thread work on it, throw my epoxy on it, be done with it, that's the lightest it's going to be. It's a lot easier to fish with that rod and work that way, you know, as far as that goes. You can take a big bin, a big hole backyard, and put a bin in it, to build a small house over it in the winter so it don't freeze up. Build a little house, make it like a little bait house, like a fish house. I see what you're saying there. I see what you're saying on that, brother. We can, you know, you can do that with bait. You can do that too, man, if you keep it warm, you know what I mean? I'll show y'all a little bit of what I'm talking about here with this. This is what I just got done painting on here. We just got done painting this one. It's kind of blended up together a little bit. You can see it a lot better now. You can see right here, a little bit in there. You can still see it just right there. You can still see a little bit of the ugly stick part of it. But all I'm doing with this is covering up that ugly stick. I've had this rod for so long now. I've had that rod. I'm just tired of looking at it. Paint was starting to peel on it. I did a little bit of a sandpaper on it, sanded it a little bit earlier, and I'm just gonna put that epoxy job on it. I've done took all the guides off it. Half the thread was coming off the guides. All the epoxy was coming off the guides. You know what I'm saying, and everything on there. So I stripped this rod down, completely down back to the blank. So I'm gonna put some blue thread on it. I've changed the grips to a blue color. It'll look like a brand new complete rod on it. You know what I mean, when I get done with it. Amos, what's up? How are you doing, man? Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're doing good, brother. I hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. But that's what I'm doing there with the marble job. That marbling's not really hard. That marbling's pretty easy. People think it's tough, but there ain't a whole lot to it when you get to doing the marbling like that. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I got this one right here. This one. I worked on this one last night. I think it was. This one's like a purple. It's gonna be this one. I've just gotten started. This one has no guides on it. All it's got is it's got the grips. It's got the reel seat, and I just did the first marble job on it right here. So I'm gonna throw some pink, nice little pink band right here. Put a hook keeper right there on it. Go up here, put some pink bands on this to set off that marble job that's on it. Then I'll start doing the guides out on it. This one has no guides on it yet. It's just a bare blank right now. Goodness, my dog's in there hacking. It's terrible. But this one right here is going out to an awesome person down in Oklahoma. But it's just got the marble on it right now. That was still in quite a ways in the process of being built. I haven't even started wrapping guides on it or anything like that, which I plan on doing in the future lives on here. I plan on doing DIYs, showing people how to replace guides, showing people how to replace the tips on the rods, showing people how to do, if anybody wants to do any kind of, marbling like that. I'm going to do a lot of marbling on here. I do it late at night when I get my son, laid down, usually after about 10, 11 o'clock at night, around 11 or so. I'll try to get on here for about an hour and do some rod building, doing some rod tips. I mean, I can answer questions. I'm not no professional. I've only been building rods for 5 years. I still got a lot to learn, but I've definitely built a whole bunch of them so far. And as you can see, I got my rack up there full of them. We can take a little look at that. I mean, I can build them. I'm by far not the best out there, is what I'm definitely saying, But we got a couple of them up here turning on the rod rack up there. It's got a 4-rod rack dryer up there. That helps out a lot. I can get about 4 of them going at a time. I'm already back. Appreciate you joining me tonight. Appreciate all y'all joining me. Y'all give me that sub if y'all don't mind. Shoot a sub out on the page. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel to grow a little bit. I'm gonna start doing a whole lot more lives on here. Doing my rod work and showing what's going on. You know what I mean? For me, it's 11 in school night, but it's whatever. 11 in a school night. I got you. How much would it shipping be to Texas? Man, you make me lie to you. I haven't shipped to Texas in a while. Shipping to Texas? I was talking about this last night, I think. Shipping on these rods I ship them in PVC. So I make sure that they get there in one piece. I try not to get them broke. So I do thick PVC when I ship them. So, I mean, it already costs a little bit extra. I don't do it in cardboard, so to ship them in PVC. But, gosh, the last time I shipped a rod, it was probably about $75 with the PVC pipe, the ends to cap it, all the bubble wrap to wrap the rod up that I use it with, and the shipping price. And I think I shipped it to Michigan. I'm in South Carolina, and I shipped it to Michigan, so it might be kind of close to equivalent as far as that is. And it was about $75 to ship it. You know what I mean? I had a little bit of this stuff, so it's probably about $45 and $50 in parts in material, and then about $35-$40 to ship it. But I got it in pretty good at my post office. I've shipped quite a few rods out in the past, and I take care of them up there. I take them coffee on Saturdays and stuff and keep them happy. So, you know what I mean? They do me a pretty good deal. But I can't ship anything over 7'6" is the furthest I go, because at 8 foot they give you a surcharge and it'll go up like $60 just to ship it once it goes over 8 foot. So I don't ship anything over 8 foot unless it's a 2 or 3 piece rod. You know what I mean? Most of my rods I do are 1 piece rods, and I do 7'6" is the max I do on a 1 piece rod. I hate school, said Mason. I hear that, man. I'm in North America. Can you do that? I'm here too, man. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina, North America. I am here in North America. Yeah, I'll have this rod turning. I'll just leave it turning overnight. And in the morning before I go to work, I'll take it back off, and then tomorrow evening, I'll probably jump back on, and I'll probably put another small coat on the top of it to completely cover up that. And, when I get done with it, I'll keep y'all updated on it, though. We'll keep updates on it as we go along with these lives, This rod right here, I'm gonna kind of go along with this rod on the lives only, trying to keep y'all updated on it so y'all can see the process of that when I start putting guides on it and how I'm gonna do that and all. If you had any tips for making customs, what would it be? For making customs, you mean like custom rods? YouTube, man, right here. This is the best source I've ever had. If you ever wanted to build custom rods, or if you wanted to do any kind of custom work like that, or get into anything. I know it's crazy, but I found that YouTube is one of the best places to get any information and everything you need. When I started, I never really reached out to any rod builders or nothing like that. I decided I wanted to do some rod building, so I went to a company called Mudhole, and I ordered what's called a startup kit, and they'll send you everything that you need to start up a custom fishing rod, to be able to build it, actually. They'll send you everything you need to build the rod in one kit. It's a starter kit. And that's what I got, that thing, you know what I mean? And I got on YouTube and started watching YouTube. But that goes for anything you want to do really out there. If it comes to making baits, if it comes to making fishing rods, if it comes to, radiators. I've done everything, man. House repairs. I've done everything on YouTube. YouTube's a real good source when it comes to DIYs and all that. You know what I mean? 172. So in a week, I will order. Man, if anybody's interested in a rod or any information like that, you know, like I say, I usually go live for about an hour at the most, you know what I mean? We'll be on here another about 15 minutes, but if you have any questions you want to ask, if you want to find out anything or do like that, you can reach out to me here on YouTube, you know what I mean? You can message me on here or whatever, and I don't mind helping people out. If you want to get into rod building, you want to start doing some rod building yourself, Mason, like you talking about, if you ever wanted to do that, or just tips. Like I said, I'm going to do a whole lot of tips on here on how to change your tips on rods and everything and all that, and updates on rod builds and everything and all. So this ain't going to be, you know, I'll try to keep it as active as I can. Sometimes the rod building stuff gets a little boring. I try to get some of the stuff out of the way that would be boring before I do it, you know what I mean, and all, but there's a lot of interesting stuff in rod building, just like this marbling. I'm not going nowhere, y'all. There's just like this marbling job. Doing the thread work's a little more complicated and tedious. That's the most part. Most people would do rod building if it was just painting it up a little bit like that and doing some gluing. But the fact that you got to get in there and you got to do the thread work on all the guides, that's probably the most annoying part of rod building for me is doing the guide work. Wrapping the guides and doing the thread work, because it's so tedious and it's so hard to keep up with, and it's flat out annoying to try to actually do, if I can say that in the nicest way. I don't want to steer nobody from rod building. I mean, it's fun, but that's the most annoying part of it, is how tedious the thread work is, because you got to have some pretty steady hands, you know what I mean, to do that. I have spare money for my chores. I hear you, Mason. Mason said he's ready to spend some chore money on a fishing rod. I hear you, brother. You just give me a holler, Mason. How old are you, Mason? I hear you talking about school. What age are you, brother? If you don't mind me asking. Don't worry, I don't want to know your social security number or nothing like that. Do you enjoy fishing? Do you like to fish, brother? I'm figuring if you're sitting here watching me blabble on about fishing, you must enjoy it some. You know what I mean? I don't mind. I'm 11. I hear, oh, you're a young buck, man. You're a young buck. I hear you, buddy. I hear you, buddy. You know what I mean? Well, I'll tell you what, man. You make sure you talk with your parents and everything and all that before, you know, you decide to make any financial decisions there, buck. You know what I'm saying? I do fishing rods. I do build them for people, but, you know, I do plan on doing some stuff here for some subscribers, you know, so make sure you hit that sub button on the page, man, and you never know, man, I might reach out to you one day. I got all kinds of stuff. I got nice bracelets, and we got these awesome bracelets, man, that we do different colors. I shoot these out to a lot of subscribers, people that support me. I like to shoot bracelets out to them, man, and, you know, I'll shoot out a koozie, BigSrod koozie. It'll be stuffed in there with a nice decal. BigSrod decal and some of those bracelets I was talking about with a koozie. Put a cold drink in. I got some 6-inch decals as well, you know. I shoot them out to people sometimes too. I only shoot them out to subs though. Only subscribers is I'll shoot those out to, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? My B-day is on Tuesday, but when I said I got my dinner for my birthday, It was just very late from my grandma. That's awesome right there. That's awesome. It is awesome. I hate that I have to go to school on my birthday, though. Don't worry. You know what, Bubba? I had to go to work on my birthday, so don't feel too bad, man. You're not alone. I had to work on my birthday, if you know what I mean. But yeah, man, I like to. I do a lot of I do a lot of things. I have a lot of gear. You know, I don't really sell merch. You know, I don't really sell my stuff. I have hats and, like I say, these bracelets and koozies and things like that, and I got some bait towels. You know what I mean, for boats and things that with the big ass rods on them and stuff. But I really mainly just shoot those out to subscribers. You know, people that tune in, people that check me out. You know what I mean, people that support me. You know what I mean. So make sure you subscribe, man, and keep checking out these lives and everything, because you never know, man. I might pull you out one day and shoot you one of these. You know what I mean. Have to get your parents' consent first. You know what I mean. But that's no big deal. That's no big deal. I'm not out here to scam nobody. I'm out here to build fishing rods and spread my journey and my adventure with others. That's the plan here. You know what I mean? Oh, goodness. Maybe I can try to skip. Nah, don't do that. Don't be skipping. Don't be skipping. Ain't no reason to skip. You know what I mean? Skipping ain't no big deal. Skipping out on school. I'm coming right back. Skipping out on school ain't, you know. That was the best thing I ever did, was graduated. I didn't make it on to college. And I probably should have, but I didn't make it on to college. That's why I'm a plumber. So y'all stay in school, man. Stay in school. But I did have to work on my birthday, too, if that makes you feel any better. You know what I mean? I would definitely sub. Appreciate that. I appreciate you subbing, man. Y'all, if you're in here and you're checking this out, make sure you do subscribe, because first you have to be a subscriber. And like I said, every now and then, randomly, I'm going to shoot out a little koozie and decal and stuff like this, you know, on these lives, you know, to somebody that's watching and somebody that's, you know, it'll be somebody that's a sub for sure, somebody that's tuned into the couple of lives. I know Amos was in here early. He's checked in on me a couple of times, you know what I mean? So, but I'm not sure really about a schedule on this, y'all. I'm just going to go when I can. I got a 15-year-old son that I take care of, you know, and he's got wrestling that he does on the varsity team on high school. You know, he's got a lot of things going on in school and everything, and with me and everything. I don't know when I'm going live. It'll usually be later like this, but I'll be definitely going live more here on YouTube, trying to build the channel up a little bit over here. If y'all are on Facebook, check me out on Facebook too, BigSrod's. I got a whole lot going on over there as well, if y'all want to check into all that. You know what I mean? I'm going to get ready to wrap this live up. You know what I mean? I'm going to get ready to shut this thing down. I gotta jump in the shower and go to bed. Got to get ready to go to work. Got to start that week. You know what I mean? We'll wait. Don't worry. That's awesome, man. Will you be on tomorrow night? I'm not exactly sure. There's a possibility. Yep. There's most likely I'll be on tomorrow night for about an hour. You know what I mean? Tomorrow's Monday night. I'll probably be on for a little while tomorrow night. Tuesday and Wednesday night, I'm not sure about that. We probably have wrestling matches with my son. But other than that, you know, I definitely do it on Saturday nights and Sunday nights. I like to go on. You know what I mean? On the weekend, maybe Friday nights and stuff. It's really hard to tell right now. But I'll definitely be jumping on. Off and on, off and on. All right, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up, everybody. I sure appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of more lives in the future, and I'm going to be on here, you know, shooting some knowledge out, shooting a little bit of tips, ideas, DIYs, rod build. Y'all can hang out with me while I build rods and do whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you never know. I might shoot somebody out of koozie or decal one day or something. You know what I mean? Have a good night, Mason. Bex, Edits. I'm not exactly sure how to say your name. It's kind of weird on there, man. But I appreciate y'all supporting me. Make sure y'all hit that sub button. You know, check in tomorrow night around the same time. I might be live, y'all. You never know. But until then, appreciate y'all checking me out. BigSrod's, get ready. Sign off.